Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. I'm redoing the beginning of this video because my recording fucked up. So from where this cuts, it's just going to be from where I started recording. So I hope you all enjoy. And the title does not deceive you. I am actually playing Doom for once, and I'm going to be talking about metal. Well, how I got into it. I originally did record this video, but it went on for way too long. And it came off as more of a rant. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and go into it. But yeah, I got into metal probably, I've pretty much been listening to it since I was a kid. I've probably been listening to it since I was like 13, 12 probably. But it started whenever I was, when I was a kid. I was playing the game, I started whenever I first played the game MotorStorm, and most people would not think of that game and metal as have any connection. But if you ever played the original game on the PS3, that's what it's on, unless you play an emulator of it. But it's basically an off-road racing game to where it's extremely chaotic. Like, there's so much shit going on, you can barely comprehend how to fucking drive straight. It's an amazing game still. Sadly, they cut the servers for it a long time ago, which made me a bit upset, don't get me wrong. But then again, if I was to play that game online, I would get destroyed. Probably not now, since I recently, like a few months back, I finished I 100%ed it, even though there's not really much to 100% in that one. But yeah. But yeah, after playing that, on the soundtrack there was a Slipknot song, and it was Before I Forget. And I know a cliche Slipknot song, yeah. But yeah, that's what got me into Slipknot, and after listening to them, I got into a lot more metal, or a lot more of their stuff, really. And I was already listening to, from playing like games like Tony Hawk's Underground 2, ATV Off-Road Fury 3, and ATV Off-Road Fury 4, I got into metal. I started listening to Lamb of God, Metallica, Slayer, Anthrax, probably not Anthrax, but some other thrash metal bands. Then the later MotorStorm games had more metal. Like, they had more Slipknot stuff. It had Sleepwalker from Megadeth, and there was a lot of good shit. Like, I haven't played those games in a long time, and I do miss playing them. I still got my PS3. I should really play those games sometime. But yeah. Same with the ATV Off-Road Fury games and the Tony Hawk's Underground 2. Fuck, those games had good soundtracks. But yeah, and after listening to those bands, see, I never got into deathcore or metalcore like a bunch of emos do. And most emos end up being metalheads later on, or they just never get out of it. I know a few people that have never gotten out of it, which I don't understand, but I just don't fucking care. But yeah, I never really liked metalcore, or deathcore even. In my opinion, those aren't metal, but that's not because I'm an elitist or anything. I'm just gatekeeping, really. Even I'll admit I'm gatekeeping. But gatekeeping in of itself does not necessarily mean you're an elitist. It just, like, gatekeepers just try to protect the fucking genre of music. I'll get more into that in a minute, but I don't want to come off if I'm ranting. I just want to come off as if, fuck, can't fucking speak. I don't want it to sound as if I'm ranting, as I was trying to explain. There you are. Well, okay. Shit. This way. Yeah, I gotta go down there. Yeah. I started listening to the early Lamb of God stuff, like the very first album. I think it was called New Age Gospel or something. That was their first album. And that's back when Lamb of God were still death metal. Even before they became groove metal. Not many people realized that they were death metal on their first album. And yeah, it was just very different compared to their later stuff. And I listened to that, and then I got into their later stuff like Sacrament, Ashes of Lawake, which, I mean, those aren't bad albums, but those are like the last of the good ones. Because it's like their first 3 albums were good, and then they went to heavy metalcore, which I couldn't care less. That's when I stopped caring, because I hated their stuff after those few albums. Because it just wasn't as heavy, and it just sucked compared to their earlier stuff. And I mean, yeah, people do like their later stuff, but I mean, I couldn't care. I heard some of the stuff from their later album, from their latest album, I mean, and that was just terrible. I don't see, it was clearly just heavy metalcore, that's all it was. I was about to nearly got killed by that thing. Got it. Vulnerability, bitch. Got your ass. Anyway. But yeah, I was listening to Lamb of God, and I would listen to them when I was in gym class in high school. Because in middle school we weren't allowed to listen to music in class. Or at least in gym, as I didn't understand, because we were in fucking gym. The only thing you have to do is show up. But yeah, I would listen to Lamb of God, and then later on I got into more Slayer, which I already knew Slayer from Guitar Hero. I already knew the songs Raining Blood, War Ensemble, and a few others. I mean, I already knew of Slayer, I knew of their music. I already heard their first album by then, and the album Rain and Blood, which is my personal favorite album. It's my personal favorite next to, next to South of Heaven. South of Heaven is probably my personal favorite from them. I haven't listened to them in a while. But yeah, I started getting into more Slayer. I never really cared for Megadeth, even though on Motorstorm I had the Sleepwalker from Megadeth, which I did like that song, I still do. I don't listen to it anymore, but it's a good song. I need a boot key card. But yeah, I started listening to more Slayer, and then I started listening to more Anthrax and stuff. And even in my freshman year of high school, I was listening to Iron Maiden. I heard almost every early Iron Maiden song by the time I was in my freshman year. And the first CDs I got that were actually, well, my first CDs I bought personally were metal CDs, and it was Peace of Mind by Iron Maiden, which is probably my favorite album from them, and Ride the Lightning from Metallica. And yeah, I did say I don't like the modern Metallica stuff, or I think I said that on my first recording when I went into a rant. Which, I'll make it clear, I don't like the later Metallica stuff after the Black Album, or even the Black Album at all. Shit. Motherfucker. But yeah, like, that's just after the Black Album I stopped caring. But yeah, the first CDs and stuff was Ride the Lightning and Peace of Mind, and then later on I got Antennas from Hell from Slipknot, so I started listening to even more stuff from Slipknot. What else? I'm trying to think of more. But yeah, and by the time I got out of middle school, I got a few old band shirts from my uncle. He didn't wear them anymore, so he just gave them to me. He gave me one from the band Chickenfoot, which is a modern hard rock band that had members of Sammy Hagar, or not members of Sammy Hagar. It had Sammy Hagar in it, but it had old members of Van Halen, and old members of Red Hot Chili Peppers, which is not a bad band actually. It's actually really good. For modern rock, it was actually quite energetic. Because I'm not really a big fan of modern rock, but I do like some bands. Like I like some of Queen of the Stone Age. But my personal favorite modern rock band, it probably is my personal favorite of modern rock, and it was Wolfmother. Yeah, they were another band I got into from the game Motorstorm. Same with Queens of the Stone Age. They were also on Motorstorm. Same with another rock band, Glucifer. I know it's a weird name, but it was really good song. They used the song Automatic Thrill from Glucifer on that. And you're just standing here. Why are you just standing there? Dumbass. Oh shit. Oh shit. What the fuck? Yeah. Anyway, going back to what I was going to talk about earlier, I think I said, shit. I think I said of how certain artists kind of bastardize a certain genre or something like that. I'm probably thinking of The Rant or something, I don't remember. I'm just doing this all in one take, but yeah. It's just certain artists just kind of ruin it. Like, I remember someone showed me a song that was supposed to be, like, he called it New Age rock, which is, it just had some of the most basic singing I've ever heard. And I mean, if that's what people call rock nowadays, that's definitely, the genre's basically dead now. Like, there is no redemption. Like, I mean, yeah, people like the band Greta Van Fleet, but that's not even... They're just ripping off Led Zeppelin, and even Led Zeppelin, they ripped off black musicians back in the 60s and 70s. I mean, people don't want to admit that. Metalheads do, but, you know... Die. But yeah, all they did was rip off other musicians. And whenever people bastardize a certain genre of music, that's why a lot of metalheads don't like emo bands or metalcore bands or deathcore bands. It just ruins it. Because metal, in my opinion, shouldn't be mainstream. And I was talking about how the alternative subculture was kind of ruined. It's just that being alternative means doing something different. It's not meant to be a trend. And that's why punks, goths, and metalheads are kind of usually anti-conformist. Like, they're against trends and stuff like that, which I personally am against trends. I couldn't care less about whatever someone's fucking wearing. But yeah, I'm fucking lost. Where the fuck am I? I know there's a way out of here. I'm fucking stupid. Yeah. There's a reason why. Oh, there's a dude right here. I'm fucking retarded. Sorry you don't like that word. I'm against censorship, so. Yeah. But yeah, the alternative means you're supposed to do something different. You're not supposed to do like how with trends and shit. Like you're not supposed to do what trends do. And that's what caused that to be bastardized to what it is. That's why shitty music artists like Billie Eilish exist. What the fuck? I guess I fell down from there. I mean, I personally hate her music, don't get me wrong. But, I mean, all she wants to do is make music. I couldn't fucking care less, but shit like that is why whenever if people call that alternative, they obviously have never heard shit like REM or Soundgarden or shit like that, because that's alternative. That is. But her music isn't. Her music is the farthest thing from it. She's just edgy pop. That's all it is. I'll go this way. I'm fucking stupid. It's been a while since I played this game. I think it's this way. It's down here. There we go. Dessert time, bitch. But yeah, it's just a whole rabbit hole. My personal favorite metal bands would probably be my personal top favorite band of all time when it comes to metal would be Necrophagia. If anyone knows them. My personal favorite album from them is probably Death Trip 69. And ha 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 ha, yeah, 69, yeah, that's funny. Fucking child. But yeah, that was probably my favorite album favorite album from them, and they're probably my all-time favorite band. Another one I would call my another one of my all-time favorites would be Venom. And I like all the Venom stuff, even the stuff without Kronos. I mean, yeah, it sounds different, but it's not necessarily bad stuff. Even though that's when they went more thrash instead of black metal. Another one that's probably is my other top favorite would be Alice in Chains. Some people don't consider it metal, I do. I mean, shit, even Metal Archives considers it metal. I mean, if Metal Archives considers it metal, then it is metal. And that's why there's no fucking metalcore bands there. That's dead. I came up here earlier, I'm fucking stupid. Hey, yeah, we're trying to think of more bands. My personal favorite Venom album is their very first one, Welcome to Hell. And it's honestly one of the first, they were one of the first extreme metal bands I got into, like actual metal stuff. Like I started listening to them after I got into Slayer, and I preferred them over Slayer. I mean, don't get me wrong, Slayer is still holy shit, that's a lot of demons. All I see when I turn around is a fucking swarm of them. Fuck. But yeah, my favorite album from them would be Welcome to Hell, which is their very first one. And Kronos was a very big influence of me playing bass. I mean, I'm still learning bass, but he's a big influence. And Alice in Chains, Alice in Chains was there for a very dark time in my life. I'm not going to get into it, but that's why I like them. I think that'll probably be it for me talking about metal. You know, I know I kind of ranted a bit, but with a lot of stuff going on with like modern society, it's just kind of just for the modern alternative society, it's kind of pissed me off to an extreme. So that's why I've been that's why I was ranting more than just talking, or it just feels like I was ranting more. It's just like there's so much going on with that in of itself, because this reminder for people, alternative does not mean trends. Like, just because alternative is not meant to be trendy. That's fucking TikTok's fault for making alternative trendy. Same with Instagram. Hell, fucking all social media is a fucking disease. Then here I am using YouTube to post this video. But again, YouTube is not that bad. I mean, it is bad, but it's not to the extreme of fucking alternative pages on fucking Instagram. Fuck, where the fuck did I go up there? Motherfuck. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this video. If you like it, like the video, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more, and be sure to hit that bell so you'll be able to be notified whenever I post another video. And I'm out.